Tell me when to rock and roll.
We're live.
We're live. Okay, hit it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. We're live on the Biz Bros podcast.
Oh, wow.
Welcome. We're excited. Happy Hour Hustle. We're here. It's our first Happy Hour Hustle. This is not cooperating. That's really loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. Welcome to the Biz Bros podcast. My name is Kyle Nelson. Got my co-host here, Eli Libby and Mr. Clint Payne. We are very excited. We are live.
Hey. Awesome to be in the studio, new studio.
It's built finally. We're here.
That might be our
Thanks
first.
to Mr. Payne right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got cool sound panels.
Kyle did a ton in the studio.
I didn't do anything. I painted.
He did paint.
He did paint.
You painted?
Exactly.
I helped that one night when we came in.
I
didn't do the ceiling.
It was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
We
refurbed the room.
Yep. We give you guys a pan around, but can't see it. So
Well, yeah.
it looks good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
And we got this cool nifty sign.
Exactly.
Collage.com.
Collage.com. Shout out, one of our clients. So yeah, Happy Hour Hustle. This is our first live Happy Hour Hustle. It's all about just us kind of updating, talking random things that are trending in the news of business and e-commerce. And just whatever's on our mind. Updates about the business, updates about our personal life, whatever it may be. It's Happy Hour Hustle. I've got my Spindrift sparkling water.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out. Eli, what do you got over there?
I got the IPA 97 by Silver Moon Brewing Company here located in Bend, Oregon. Thank you guys for the beer.
Mr. Payne, what do you got?
Texas Yeti filled with water.
Hey, that's not bad.
Eli's one really enjoying the happy hour. That's all right, though.
Yep, exactly.
Next time.
I was told it's happy hour, so I'm coming in hot. Well, let's jump in. So, what's going on, guys? Got a good day under the belt. And
So we've been, let's see, it's the month of May.
Yeah.
So since the beginning of this year, we've had some ups and downs with the business. Some crazy things have happened, some good things, some scary things. It's just all the roller coaster of business, right?
Totally.
The experiences, and we always learn from those experiences.
Mm-hmm. We have.
Seems like the highs that we get,
Yeah.
it helps us create processes, and it helps us really get a high level look of how are we going to do this and take this on. And then the lows, we get in that moment of we got to figure this out.
Tripwires.
And create tripwires. That's where I was going.
Exactly.
Well, what's a
Yeah.
what is a tripwire?
Hey, Eli.
Well, I'm going to give that one to Mr. Brian Clayton, who was on our show a couple weeks ago. Check him out. Green Pal CEO.
He's a man.
He pretty much talked about the power of kind of on cruise control and having different obstacles come up that are like tripwires. It kind of sets you back, punch in the gut.
Yep.
Kind of sound a little Matthew McConaughey right there. Kind of punch in the gut, you know what I mean? Anyways, and he says that tripwires are things that kind of trip you up. They kind of bring you back to ground and say, hey, you are not invisible. You are not on cruise control.
Yep.
They're tripwires. And we've experienced a couple of those in the last, it's happened in the last month for us.
There's been some crazy stuff. Keep going. I'm sharing the Biz Bros on my pages. Right now.
Nice.
Because we're
all
live.
listeners, please go ahead. We have one listener.
I think it's me.
And it would be Kyle yet. But hey, they're coming in hot. But tripwires, we had an awesome talk with Brian Clayton about that.
Yeah.
And I appreciated what he said about that because it really resonated with where we were in the company
100%.
about a month ago.
You never know when that oh shit moment is going to happen. You don't know. And if you try to begin to create those tripwires,
exactly,
it'll help.
It
ain't going to fix it, but it will help.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying.
Exactly. So,
what else you got?
What else do I got? Well, there's a lot of stuff on the head.
So we're starting to automate Biz Bros.
Yep.
Yeah.
Podcast is getting automated.
It's been very exciting for us.
It's been a feat.
Yeah.
It has been a feat.
It takes a lot of time for a podcast, and this is like a part-time brand move for us in the company. So sitting here having to automate this process so the three of us are not in it every single day, like all the different intricacies.
Yeah. Let's talk about why are we automating the podcast.
You
Let's talk about, well, I got two people here as well. A lot of it too, like you just said, Kyle, is touching on, working on the business.
Right.
Versus in the business all the time. So this is a big time podcasting, though it sounds easy and though the tools and automation is kind of set up here, it is time consuming. But I think I'm going to touch on my point. You guys either jump on this train or you can jump on a different one. The power of leveraging guests' networks.
Yes.
Giving them a media kit that they can then spread to their network, and then you leverage their networks, which are most of the times they should be bigger than yours.
Yeah. I mean, that's why people do podcasting, right?
Yes, exactly.
To tap into
that was our motivation, really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to grow the brand and become an authority and a voice in our space.
Yep.
So people trust us.
Exactly.
And just build on the brand.
Exactly.
And have fun. We love doing this.
Totally.
It's really fun. It kind of gets us out of the day-to-day of business and
exactly.
I mean, it's still part of work, but it's different.
Let's talk about some of the tools we're using.
So let's hear it, Mr. Payne. That's all you.
That's all me. So the backbone is a company called StreamYard. StreamYard is a pretty good platform. We like it. It does a lot of like things that are pretty kind of standard. It records. It dumps a piece of video out. It dumps audio out.
Go live
on
multiple platforms at once.
Yeah.
So now we're live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, Facebook and YouTube. And then as far as like the website, obviously that's all custom, bizbros.io. That's going to be the quickest way to get kind of up to date on new podcasts, content, a lot of other stuff.
Drive the brand voice.
Yeah.
On the website big time.
Yeah. And then everything else, I mean, we are obviously recording on some pretty good mics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rocking the Rode system. And then we have a webcam that's kind of the EOS R. So this is about a pretty expensive setup.
Pretty legit. Plus the lighting.
Plus the lighting.
Plus the acoustic panels.
It is.
Plus this thing. It's not cheap. It's like $100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Added it up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think the overall goal is to get people, because here in Bend, at least we don't know about a lot.
Right.
There's not a whole lot of podcasts like guests, like in the Bay Area, in bigger cities, New York, like you find that like everybody has a show that you can come into.
Absolutely.
But in Bend, it seems like, well, who has that? It just doesn't exist.
Nope.
So long-term goal, this is going to become like a more frequent thing. And then we'll have either people locally, and then obviously we're still doing a lot of virtual as well. But if you are in Bend,
come say what's up.
Come say what's up.
Let's do a podcast.
Come into the studio. We'll happy hour hustle.
Anywhere in Oregon.
Give you
I mean, shit, if you want to come on out from anywhere, you can go to the studio. But Oregonites, come on down.
And then everything else is
California right there.
Yeah.
It's not pretty bad as an Oregon.
California.
Yeah.
Everything else is
Can't cut that.
is pretty standard. Like sound panels, lights. Yeah. I mean it works for what we have. It's a pretty good setup.
I mean, we came a long way.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Totally. I think
that first one we had like a mic dangling.
I think the first one actually was you and me standing or sitting over the phone, or was that blue mic?
Yeah, it sounded horrible.
Yeah.
You could probably hear it if you want to go to our first video or sound.
Yeah.
Music.
It's actually I think it's on, I'm looking at it. I think it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah. Kyle, talk to us about Audiogram. Audiogram is one of the coolest pieces that we use. I don't know much about it, but
so Audiogram is really cool. Actually, I mean, Clint's the one that found it, but get audiogram.com. So if you go on our Instagram page, you'll see these little audio clips. But they're videos and they're audio clips that you can listen to and view, and it has a transcript of what's going on. So it allows us to do about a minute of what our podcast is, give you a little sneak peek, kind of where Justin, I mean, Eli's got one. If you were watching from the beginning, we just had someone comment and say, "Where is the beers at?" Well, I am
right here, IPA 97, Silver Moon.
Anyways, where was I?
Talking about Audiogram.
Yeah, Audiogram. So it just allows us to like kind of go in and talk a little bit about, take a minute from the podcast for a little sneak peek preview of our guest.
Yep.
And then we can post it and our guest can post it. The media kit that we send. So that hopefully speaks volumes in their social feeds rather than just like a picture of saying, hey, we're on the Biz Bros podcast. So
exactly.
Yeah. It's really cool. Get audiogram.com. Drop the affiliate link. I'm sure we have one if we want to. Anyways, I'd highly recommend it. It's a token-based credit system. I think it's probably like a couple bucks per, maybe $1 per one. So
it works super well.
Very well. It's easy. It transcripts it for you. It's just really cool. So it's just a brand building move that anyone can kind of tap into.
Absolutely.
Well, no, it doesn't conclude.
I'm
part of it is virtual assistant.
Yes,
automating all this.
Yep.
Emails, So we work with. Is this just the Kyle show right now, or
no? I was about to jump in, and then Mr. Virgo over here jumped in.
Okay,
You're like, Eli, interrupt me during the show, and I did it. Yes, inbound, outbound.
So anyway, so we have. This,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, check out episode 1 through 100 to listen to that. Yes, inbound, outbound, virtual assistant that's going out, doing some reach outs, also fielding inbound podcast guests, vetting them, making sure that they're good for the show, and then bringing them on for the show, booking the links, getting it set up, and sending them the StreamYard link, which is what Clint just touched on.
Yeah,
the platform we're running on.
Yeah. Future though, what is going to happen with the Biz Bros results and other stuff that we can't disclose? But what do you guys have to tell the community?
I'll let you take that one, Kyle.
I mean, we're trying to put Biz Bros on the map.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're trying to do a consulting move. We're trying to do helping startups. We're trying to help seasoned companies look at their business in a different view. You know, your typical consulting firm are typically people with a lot of years of experience. Yeah. Sometimes younger entrepreneurs and not as seasoned entrepreneurs have a different view in business and in trends and current, just current business needs.
Exactly.
And in helping companies kind of automate, create systems and
that's a great.
Just give them a different view into their business.
Yeah.
Just like, so it's not your typical, I don't know how to put this. No. I don't want to say it like this, but not your typical white-haired view of what a consulting firm typically is. It usually takes 40 years to get to where you need to be. And we have a different view of things. Just want to help companies grow and scale as we grow and scale ours. And just learn and teach and educate each other. And
I think that's awesome. I think you hit it right on the head. I think you hit the nail on the head, Kyle.
I don't know. Is that the future? I feel like that's the conversation we had. I don't know.
I think a big part of it is throughout this journey and this trail that we're on, it is learning and educating and helping entrepreneurs learn from these seasoned startup or thought leaders. Like, that's a big part of why we're doing the Biz Bros podcast, is we're trying to learn as well, but we're also trying to distribute their knowledge on a channel and using our audience to do that. Yeah. I think that's
trying to be a sponge over here, absorb all information. Yeah. And every time we have a podcast with a guest, we learn something that we take back and typically apply to our business.
I think another big part too of podcasting is relationships.
Oh yeah.
A whole feature of what we're trying to do is we're trying to solidify and concrete relationships on the podcast. And I think we've started to do a really good job of that. The future of that is leveraging these relationships a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, we had Mr. Scott Ballard on our podcast. And then about a month later, he said, "Hey, we're going to be in Bend, Oregon. Let's grab some coffee." And then we had a really cool conversation with him for about an hour. Actually got to know him and found out that his family lives here. And, you know, it's cool. Yeah. And then from there, we got introduced to his family and there could be potential business. So
exactly.
It's
long
term. The future was that? Did I hit it?
I think
so. I mean, I don't, like you said, we can't say too much just because we got stuff we're working on, but
it's kind of cool though. Cause, as time has gone on within, I mean, even just 2021, not to backtrack. It's been kind of like, there's been a lot of like growth within the Biz Bros. Like, let's figure out how to automate it. Let's figure out how to create a space where we can easily come and do this.
Right. Not necessarily audience growth, but like,
there's always a foundation to like do stuff. So that's been cool to see. The second thing, which I think we all could talk about a lot, is, giving like ownership to people, right?
Huge.
And having, we've taken ownership of like these responsibilities of like automation and like growth and these other things, and then like passing that off to like other people. So it's been cool to like see that from like last year. Cause I mean, last May, I was packing your U-Haul.
We're moving up Bend, Oregon. Literally like a year ago to this day.
We were moving actually. Yeah. I mean, I would say
a year to the day, almost.
Like a year to today, which is cool. So from then to now, like it's been crazy.
It's been crazy.
Like what we've actually accomplished.
It's been really exciting. What we like to do at Results Imagery, now Biz Bros, and just like different things, different businesses that we have, is we first get into the trenches of a position, document it, we learn it, we live it, we breathe it, we put it into a package and then hire. A lot of companies, they scramble. We need this, we need that. But if you don't have the right the right practices and systems and everything in place and procedures, you're setting that person up for failure.
Exactly.
So we usually always wear the hat for every single position and document that. And I think that's kind of where some of that growth has come from the past year. That's something we've really tried hard to do. Like right now, we're going to hire a creative director coming up pretty soon. And I have put my side position as chief creative officer, and I am trying to just learn a creative director position to a T of what that means to our company, to our clients. Eli did that with, as a production project manager.
Yeah.
You lived it and breathed it for months.
Yeah. And then I think the result of that is pretty good. I think we're seeing that pay off. And it's super important. I think it's super important for listeners as well. I think to your guys' point, live the position and then develop the role, develop the processes behind it. We've talked about it before, but documenting those processes is huge. It sounds like mundane work. I always thought it was mundane work, but the importance of being able to do it once and do it right. And then be able to pass it off, make it turnkey. That's worked for us. It's worked for all the people that we've had on the podcast. They say the same thing. Look at big thought leaders. They do the same thing. They document and then they pass it off.
So all these type of different positions you got to figure out.
Exactly.
So happy hour hustle.
Yes, sir.
Business strategy. Business stories.
Yes, sir.
There's 3 of those.
Those are three themes of the podcast.
3 themes of the podcast.
I like it.
Yeah. So I know that we mentioned that we were going to talk about those.
Yeah.
And kind of break down what those are.
Yeah.
Happy hour hustle is this. Obviously, at some point we might do it outdoors. We might do it with different people.
Hanging out.
It's just more hanging out, not one topic. It's not just like one thing that we're going to talk about for 25 minutes.
Right.
It's bringing people in, having a conversation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Business stories.
But business stories are our thought leader interviews. We're learning. They talk about their past and they talk about where they're at, where they're heading. And typically the topic is something very specific. So like if we were to go to our podcast, you just go to our YouTube.
Yeah.
And then go to our past ones. This will bring, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yep.
So like one of them, how to breathe life and energy into meetings. The next one, the power of bootstrapping business. The next one, the airplane analogy to business.
Yep.
Inspiring others through entrepreneurship, transforming your business through web applications, restructuring your business for profit and to success. 3 principles of components of improving your life. Like there's very, very specifics in the business stories, and we're choosing individuals to talk about these topics that have lived it and breathed it and are continuing to. And they've usually got these systems and processes in place in order to do that, or it helps us look at things differently.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the airplane analogy of business. Love it.
Yep.
Different perspective.
Totally. But it's something that maybe everybody has known, but it's a different way of phrasing it. It's a different way of sculpting that same message.
Come on. Nailed it on the head.
I think business stories also is allowing some of these people to tell their story, right?
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. And on June 30th, I will validate that date. We have a very special guest coming on the show.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet.
I did want to touch on that. The founder and CEO of Rumple, puffy blankets, down blankets, camping blankets. They've kind of taken over in that segment. He's going to be on our show and he's going to be sharing his background, why he started Rumple, how he started Rumple, and then the sustainability efforts behind Rumple. And it is going to be an amazing show. It will be live, so make sure to tune in.
Got to tune in. It's going to be good.
That one.
Because I can't wait.
A phenomenal show.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So definitely check that out.
An amazing individual.
Yep.
Business strategy?
Yeah.
What's business strategy, Eli?
That is where we're going to dive into a topic individually, and we will be sitting down doing a similar thing like this, talking about different strategies that we've used, failures that we've had, and different kind of plateaus and troughs and every different valleys, everything we got going, strategies that we've implemented and we'd like to share with our audience.
Definitely tune in about your business. Strategy is everything in growth, everything in failure. With it or without it, you will lose or you will succeed.
Exactly.
You cannot move forward or move backward with or without it. Strategy's huge. Yeah. And we love talking strategy. All different types of facets of strategy. Like you said. All different parts of your business, whether it's marketing, HR, culture, social impact. There's so much strategy you can do in a business. And I feel like that's kind of where our passion is, where it really lies, is to create strategy and then implement and to delegate that strategy. And that's kind of that's how we're helping companies, some of our marketing clients, in strategy. It's strategy.
I think in that too, during those sessions, a lot of the lot of the failures are going to come out. I think we're going to really touch on the failures and how those failures developed into strategies that we use today.
Right. Like how I tried telling you to do one thing, but we did the other and we failed. Right. Yeah. Bingo. Just kidding.
All righty. That was a good one. All right. Here we go.
See you next week.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Failures, my
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fail fast. We've learned that multiple times.
So I think that really wraps up.
I think so, too.
What do you gentlemen think?
Absolutely. It was a great happy hour.
It was. It's our first happy hour hustle. I had a nice little Spindrift lemon flavor. Spindrift, shout out to you. If you need product photography or video production, please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't yet, please. Am I going to roll the outro?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll the outro. Hit it, Eli. Turn it up. Come on, baby. We're turning this up. We're getting the party going. Let's do it.
Come on, Chandra.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Biz Bros podcast. Happy Hour Hustle. Follow us, Biz Bros, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and subscribe anywhere where you listen to